All right, welcome everybody to the next evolution of blockchain, the hyper community. So before we get started, I want to make it very clear that under no circumstances should this presentation be considered any type of solicitation, investment, or financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm an independent hyper community builder that is providing this info to you purely for informational purposes. And by continuing to attend this meeting, it indicates that you accept these terms. So now that we got the boring stuff out of the way, let's get into it. So we're going to cover 6 main points today in this overview. First, what is it? 2, who's behind it? 3, how does it work? 4, how can you get involved? 5, the question everyone loves to ask, what's in it for me? And 6, some really cool stuff to show you just how real this opportunity is. So what is it? Well, what the hyper community is it is a crypto community that's founded by some of the most influential people in the entire blockchain and cryptocurrency industry. And this community is able to leverage a unique and innovative system that's been developed for the average everyday person. That's the beautiful part about this community. You can get involved at any level and you can benefit on a very high level and even become an expert if you want to. So now that you know what it is, you're probably wondering who's behind it. Who are these influential crypto giants? Well, it's an alliance known as the Hypertech Group that consists of 4 companies: Collinstar, Blockchain Global, Digital X, and Hcash. Now, these aren't just any companies. You may or may not have heard of them, but they have a track record that goes back to 2014. And the founders themselves have been in the industry since the days of infancy, since 2009. Now, we're not talking small timers here. We're not talking multi-million-dollar companies. We're talking multi-billion-dollar companies that have helped other companies and projects achieve multi-billion-dollar levels. These guys have collectively invested more than $500 million. That's right, $500 million in some of the most successful companies in the blockchain industry in existence. They own equity in more than 40 world-class crypto exchanges. And if you look down here, you'll see some of the exchanges and projects that they own, such as BW, a $100 million plus mining company, NEM and Tron, multi-billion-dollar market cap tokens, and Binance speaks for itself. It's the world's largest crypto exchange. And these guys not only have acquired some of the top projects and companies in existence, but they're developing world-class technology, which is set to disrupt entire industries in the making. Now, not only that, but these companies are supported by and working with Fortune 500 companies and governments around the world. So how does this whole thing work? Well, you'd be surprised. It's actually quite simple. So companies in the crypto and blockchain space, as you may or may not know, spend millions of dollars, even up to every single day, to attract users to their projects or tokens. That being said, the Hypertech Group, these 4 companies, are able to leverage all of these resources worth up to billions of dollars. They're able to acquire innovative projects through strategic investment. They can get them listed on big exchanges pretty much for free because they own quite a lot of them, or at least a decent percentage of them. Get massive media exposure, and then they put us, the community, behind it. Now, this does a lot of things, but the main things that it does is it lowers the costs and risks involved drastically. And by doing so, by getting a giant community behind us, they increase the value of their portfolio massively because they will be buying a lot of different tokens and launching many different projects. And over time, with all the resources and the community behind them, these tokens will increase massively in value. Some of them that they've worked with in the past have increased in the upwards of 18,000%. And what this does is this creates a win-win situation because being a member of the community, you also benefit. Everyone benefits from the performance of the markets, and these guys have a track record that goes back to some of the earliest days of tech incubation and project investment. So how do you get involved? Well, you would be incredibly surprised how simple it is. You don't need to learn how to trade. You don't need to learn signals. You don't need to learn any kind of fancy stuff, pay any renewal fees. All you have to do is talk to the person who invited you to this call. They'll give you a guide to get started. All you have to do is download our Hyperfund Global app or go to the web version, then register an account using the link that your sponsor gave you. Then you deposit USDT, also known as Tether, into the app to fund your account. And then you just purchase your membership and that's it. And you start benefiting from the very, very next day. It's really that simple to get involved. So the magical question everyone loves to ask, what's in it for me? Well, not only do you get access to this proprietary system that rewards you every single day, but you also get exclusive access to private token pre-sales. And these are for hand-picked projects not available anywhere else. These are handpicked by the group and personally invested in by them. And you get access to an incredible community of like-minded individuals. And of course, you get the opportunity to educate yourself and learn more about blockchain technology as you go. Well, now that you know what's in it for you, I want to show you some really cool stuff to show you just how real this opportunity is. So I'd like to introduce you to one of the founders, the chairman of the Hypertech Group, Mr. Sam Lee, who's been around since 2009. He's actually involved in blockchain since he was 21 years old, believe it or not. So for a very, very long time. And then you'll see here Mr. Ryan Shu, the co-founder of both Blockchain Global, Collinstar, and the Hypertech Group. Now, what these guys have accomplished over the years is massive. So what you'll see here is you'll see Ryan behind one of their secret mining farms in China when they first started getting involved in the business. Back then, they were mining in potentially in excess of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin in a given month or several months. And you can just, I'm sure you know what that's worth now. And that was their start. You'll see here also over the years, Sam Lee was interviewed by some of the most reputable media sources such as CNN, such as Sky News, popular renowned Australian media news outlet, and even by Microsoft executives as well, because these guys had incredible expertise and they even were the ones to publicly list the first blockchain company on the Australian Stock Exchange. Now, another thing to keep note of is that they actually acquired multiple mining companies, one of them back in 2017 for $100 million cash. So these guys are not small time. Now you see Ryan Shu here together with the founder of Binance, the world's largest exchange, CZ. Now Ryan definitely owns some equity in the exchange. You see him here together with with Donald Trump and his little H-Cash belt buckle. And then also, he is one of China's top 4 notable crypto figures. So naturally, he's also being interviewed by the largest state-owned media network in China, which has over 1 billion viewers. But to go even further, let's look at some of their government relationships. So you'll see over here, Mr. Sam Lee at their government-funded blockchain education center in Shanghai, together with the Montenegro SEC chairman, Mr. Dekanovic. And also in high-level discussions with Ueli Maurer, the president of Switzerland. So the connections that they have established over the years through their accomplishments in blockchain technology are nothing short of massive. And we'll see some other things going on here as well. You will see Sam Lee signing the very first Memorandum of Understanding with the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, the only one that exists for any blockchain company. Then agreement with Russian government-owned bank. You'll see here Sam Lee pictured with the ambassador of Indonesia and minister of trade, together with the president or prime minister of Pakistan, Mr. Arif Alvi, together with the Danish consulate, with the Thai FinTech Association. I mean, guys, we're not only talking strong government relationships, but they have opened over 13 government-funded blockchain education centers around the world and have opened multiple government-regulated exchanges in developing markets. And they also have high-level academic partnerships with some of the top universities in the world. Purdue, Hong Kong Polytechnic, and Monash University. You'll see articles where they have developed multi-million-dollar partnerships and opened not only blockchain labs, but are also working with the top scientists to develop leading technology in the industry. You'll see here also the CEO and COO of the Hcash Foundation. They're currently working on a high-level partnership with IBM. You'll see them here at their Monash Blockchain Technology Center as well. And the beauty about these companies is there is so much about their accomplishments online. You can go to CoinDesk, Business Insider, Bloomberg. There's so many reputable media sources reporting on what these four companies have accomplished over the years.